It's funny, Conor, because when the game had ended, even moments before the final whistle, it sounded like a very big atmosphere happening at the Emirates, and of course, with that win, you can't complain. But even when the managers were being interviewed in the tunnel, you could hear the fans still outside, like there was a festival going on. Arsenal, it looks like they really are back in business, and this has been a long time coming.
Yeah, it certainly has. For a team like Arsenal, certainly the stature of the football club, especially with a stadium like the Emirates, always aiming for higher things than what they have been achieving for the past couple of years. And certainly the arrival of some of the players in the squad over the past 2 transfer windows has helped to establish that. People like Aubameyang and Torreira as well from this past summer. It's been a real delight to watch him in the midfield and how he's able to control situations and really grow into that position that has been left really since the days of Vieira has not really been filled whatsoever, and Torreira's come in and he's really made it his own. And so it was a great signing by him, by Unai Emery over the summer. And Arsenal definitely look like a side that can definitely make the top 4. I thought they would make the top 4 at the start of the season because I said I think they would make it in there, and leaving Tottenham and United out of the situation.
And knowing Emery, they'll win the Europa League.
Yeah, but let's see how it continues on for them. It was a good come from behind win for them again. How many times they're going to get that come from behind win allowance is difficult to tell, especially when they go up against sides like City and Chelsea again, because they struggled against those two at the start of the season. A lot of missed opportunities that were in that game, whereas this time around they've taken advantage of the opportunities that they've been given, especially Aubameyang, who currently at the moment looks like he's the best striker in the Premier League by a country mile. And the fact that he's able to consistently appear game after game, no matter what the situation is for Arsenal, and bag them in is truly remarkable. Is he in your
fancy team?
He's not yet.
He will be now.
He will be soon. Yeah, yeah, definitely he will.
He'll stop scoring now if you put him in your fantasy
No,
team.
he won't. He'll be fine.
Well, you'll be a curse to the club, and you've heard it here first if that happens anyway. Well, we'll see. Yeah. We'll see. But, as we expect, Arsenal back in business. But for Tottenham, again, they are a good team, don't get me wrong, but they're just not consistent, are they? They go and thrash Chelsea at Wembley, and then a week later, they nearly had the game, but then they just couldn't hold on to a 2-1 lead, and they concede 3 goals.
Yeah, I blame Pochettino's selection in terms of the defence.
Yeah, what was all that about, having Foy with Vertonghen? Because Vertonghen, the penalty was in the first few minutes.
Yeah, Vertonghen, yeah.
And he put his arm out in a corner. Who does that? Not a professional footballer does that every day.
It was also a case of Danny Rose starting on the bench. I think if he was fit enough to be on the bench, he should have been on the team. Because I think he's a better left-back than Ben Davies.
He's still learning, though, isn't he, Ben Davies?
Yeah, I think as well, the absence of Trippier has tripped them up, pardon the pun, so far this season.
Very good.
I don't think Sergio Aurier, the direct like-for-like replacement at all, despite the fact that they're playing in the same positions. I think he's probably a worse player. And I think Aurier will probably struggle to get another other teams in the top 6. And Vertonghen, careless really in terms of defence yesterday, getting sent off late on in the game, pretty much securing securing the result for Arsenal and writing off any sort of comeback that Tottenham had in mind in those closing minutes whatsoever. So I expect Tottenham to some point or another sort out their defence and really get it going, because they need to if they want to stay up in the top 4 chase this season, because the likes of Chelsea will come back into it, and we've already seen that Arsenal can get the better of them. They've already lost other key games, as I mentioned earlier, against Liverpool, and I'm pretty certain when they come up against City, they'll probably lose that game as well, because it's not been good for them. Sure, they were able to get the result away against United, but truth be told, since that game, they've only struck once since then, and that was against Chelsea. They haven't really done a lot. And it's starting to show really in terms of the transfers and the buys that potentially they should have made more. I know last week or 2 weeks ago when they played against Chelsea, they looked like a better side, and the likes of Sissoko and Lucas Moura have both been coming in and shining this season, and Lamela too. But it's not a side that looks like it's consistent, and that's worrisome really for Tottenham fans moving forward, because that could come catch up to them when it comes to finding out who finishes in the top 4 at the end of the year.
So are we all agreeing then that Arsenal are back in business, Joe?
Yeah.
You, Conor?
I think it's too soon to call at the moment. Let's see how they do against Let's see how they do against United later on this week. Whether or not they can pick up a result against at Old Trafford, because I think if they can, then definitely I would put them on the cards to definitely finish in the top 4. Right now, it's still teeter-tottering.
I don't think there'll be another 8-2, sadly.
You never know these days. I mean,
probably to Arsenal this time.
Yeah, but we'll wait and see. I don't want to call it just yet because I still think that there's still time for Tottenham to turn it around. And I still think that Chelsea will probably cause a bit of a mixture in there as well. Not too sure about United in terms of top 4 placement, but
we'd be lucky.
We'll have to wait and see.
We'll find out. It's all about this whole season, though, isn't it? We're not even halfway.
So I was going to say, for me, it's between Tottenham and Arsenal for the 4th place.
For the 4th place.
North London.
North London. They might need another North London derby to decide that place. I don't know when it takes place.